Aloha, beautiful soul. Welcome to our class, Mindset Reset. I'm so excited to share this topic with you. It's something that I truly have or I'm trying to embody into my life. It is an ongoing process, right? We learn a little bit every day and we practice a little bit every day. And eventually, all that we do with our heart and with our souls aligned with the mind leads us to what we are seeking, right? So, welcome to the class. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Catherine. I am from Brazil and I currently live in Hawaii. And here in Hawaii, I facilitate private retreats. It's a beautiful opportunity for those who feel called to connect with the souls at a deeper level. So if you are live with me, just say where you are from, right? Oh, I can see some hellos. I'm Jamie. Hi, Jamie. You made it on time. Yes, you did. Thank you so much for coming here. So I'm so happy to be here with all of you. So if you have your glass of water by your side, I would highly recommend for you to take a sip of water and also to have your journal ready so that you can take notes. Anything that I say that resonates with you, I would highly recommend for you to write it down. Writing things down, it not only serves us for us to remember later, but also helps us to shift the mindset. And this is what we're going to be doing today, right? We are working on shifting the mindset so that we can co-create a thriving life. That's what we all want and deserve to have in our lives, right? So thank you again for being here. So let's begin. I have a lot to say, and let's pray that we're going to have time to cover everything that I have planning to share with all of you. So I know that most of us, we have different goals. We have different dreams. We might have different ways of seeing the world. But truly, if we dive deeper into the dreams, dive deeper into the visions that we all have, we're going to find something common. We are either looking for happiness, inner peace, contentment, fulfillment, or the place where you're looking for there, or love, right? So it doesn't matter what you're dreaming, it doesn't matter your vision. We all, as a human being in this body, a beautiful soul in this body, we are seeking for that inner peace, for their happiness. Doesn't matter if you want a new house. It doesn't matter if you are seeking to change your career. It doesn't matter if you are seeking a new partner. What you truly looking for is for that fulfillment, that piece of inner peace inside your heart. Right? Isn't that true? Maybe we are not consciously aware of that because life and society puts us in a place, in a container where we have to have the car, we have to have the house, we have to have this and blah, 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 that we forget about what is the heart actually seeking? What do I really want? Right? Because we have so many things on the outside, so many noises and so many distractions that distracts us from what we are really looking for. And like I said before, truly, all of us, we are looking for that inner peace, for that peace of mind, for that happiness that we all deserve. And how do we get there, Catherine? That is the big question. How do we get there? How can we live a thriving life, a life that is fulfilling, that is balanced, that is full of happiness, and people around us that truly loves us? Well, I guess we are all looking for that, including myself. And like I said in the beginning, it is an ongoing path, ongoing journey that we learn each and every day. But today, I'm going to share with you what helped me to live a life that is more balanced, that I can wake up every single day in my life feeling that inner peace, knowing that yes, I will face challenges. Yes, life is not perfect. Maybe I will receive no's today, but right here, I am at peace. I am happy because I am not looking for something outside of myself. I am looking for something internally. And once I find that happiness, that inner peace, the world, the universe will match that frequency on the outside. Does that make sense to you? It's not about changing the world around you. You can try to change your look. You can move to a different state. You can come to Hawaii. But if you bring your mindset, your negative mindset with you, what do you think is going to happen? Maybe you're going to be happy for 1 month. And after that, you're going to go back to the same old pattern because you did not change internally first. And changing here, it's what's going to take you to that life that you want to co-create for you and for your family. And this is what I'm here to teach you, to help you to remember, because deep inside you know the path. You know how to get there. So this is just a few reminders that I want you to truly to take into consideration, right? Not take it as a truth. Just think about it. Everything that I say that maybe triggers you, or maybe you don't feel like it is a truth, or whatever that is, just think about it. Okay? I'm not here to tell you exactly what to do because you are so unique, right? I'm here just to give you a path for you to try. Okay. And let's begin by saying a few things that what can I do to find that inner happiness, that inner fulfillment, and live a thriving life? We already said that it is everything begins from inside. And then that inside feeling manifests on the outside. And in order to cultivate that inner happiness, that inner peace, first of all, because I think the most beautiful feeling that we can cultivate, aside from happiness, is inner peace. Like I mentioned before, to have inner peace that you are doing what you can in order to move forward, that you are trying your best, even though you're not perfect, even though you're not doing everything yet. But today, I did my best. And to go to bed saying that, to have that mindset that I try my best. And tomorrow I would do again. And the next day I would do again. Until I get in the flow where life is more ease, right? Life is more beautiful, right? And to do all of that, what we need to learn is to self master our emotions, our mind, and our actions. And I know mastery is a very strong word, isn't it? Especially because we usually attach or connect mastery with master. And if we go back in times, when we think about a master, it's someone who has rules, that is so restrict, that is trying to put something in you, trying to force you to do something that maybe you don't want. But when I'm telling you to self master your emotions, it's not attached to that restrict idea, that old belief of mastering your life or trying to master another person, right? When I'm talking about self mastery, is an idea that helps you to have emotional intelligence to the point where a person can tell you anything that they want, but you are not attached to those emotions and feelings, because you understand that whatever that person is doing to you, whatever that person is feeling towards you, it is their problem, because internally you are at peace. That is emotional intelligence. Anything that happens on the outside does not affect you as much. It will a little bit, because we are still humans, right? It's not meant to be perfect, but it's meant to give you that inner peace that, yes, I can see that this person is wounded. I can see that this person is triggered, but I am choosing to go inwards and find my own source of power. That is self mastery. And I love another level to that is self awareness. What is self awareness? Is that you are aware of not only everything that is happening around you, the people trying to trigger you, the people trying to, manipulate you, but you are aware of your own feelings. You are aware of your own sensations. That is such a beautiful thing to cultivate and to observe. Observe yourself. Self awareness is becoming the observer of your life, where you can detach yourself from your emotions and from the challenges and from the stories that are being presented to you. And you are able to step back and look at without attachment. Think about that if you are able to do that. When we are able to do that, we can make decisions that are connected to the heart, to the wisdom, to the soul, instead of making decisions and actions based on fear, sadness, and you can name it. How many more emotions and how many more triggers we can find outside of ourselves. So when you have the self awareness, you are able to detach yourself and you are able to go back to your center, take a deep breath, and to realize that you are greater than everything. You are greater than your emotions. Did you know that? Maybe you didn't. Maybe sometimes you are so overwhelmed that you think, maybe you believe that you are the sadness, that you are the failure, that you are whatever is happening in your life. But let me tell you something, my friend, that does not define you. It doesn't matter how you're feeling right now. It doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter the place that you are in your life. That is not a representation of who you are. It is just a phase. It is part of the human experience. Okay, so in order to go through the self mastery path, we talk about cultivating emotional intelligence, self awareness, and what else can we cultivate? Think about that for a moment. I would take a sip of water. A positive and thriving mindset. This is the theme for this class. This is what we're going to dive deeper into today. Cultivating a thriving, positive, optimistic mindset. Because everything you put into your mind, you co create. Think about that. If you have a negative mindset, a negative thought, that will eventually manifest in front of you. Maybe not exactly as you envisioned, but it will manifest it. Because we are beings that are connected. We are connected to everything. We are connected to the plants. We are connected to the universe. And I know we feel so separate, right? We feel separate because we have forgotten how to reconnect again. But once we realize that it's possible for us to connect again and that we can co create the life that we deserve, we start thinking about your thoughts, right? And it makes sense. If I have a mindset that is not aligned with my visions, is not aligned with my goals, with my true self, how in the world would I be able to achieve the things that I deserve? Everything begins here. And let me tell you another thing. You can have the most beautiful idea in the world. You can have a vision that is so strong. But if your mindset is not aligned with that vision, and your vision is not aligned with your soul and with your heart, guess what is going to happen? Nothing. Nothing. Maybe you will learn a lesson. Maybe you're going to evolve, or maybe you're going to, feel frustrated. So alignment with a positive mindset is the key for a thriving life. Without it, you can't not change your life in that way. I hope you can see how important it is to have a positive, optimistic, balanced mindset. Okay? Let me know in the chat if you think that makes sense to you. And another aspect that I would like to share with you, and we're going to dive deeper into that. I just want to finish my thought. In another way, so that we can self master in this idea of finding the happiness, finding the life that is fulfilled, full of joy, happiness, and inner peace, is through conscious, grounded actions. Without action in this body, in this physical world, nothing happens. Maybe in another dimension, just using the mind would do the trick. But right now, it looks like we need to act upon what we want. And I know it's so powerful to manifest, to use the power of our intention. That is a beautiful component. But if you don't physically act, meaning, you do something to take that idea, that vision out of your mind, out of your heart, I'm sorry, but that maybe is going to take you too long to fulfill your dreams. And if you want to wait another 10 years, that's fine. But you can choose to have the life that you have been dreaming for so long next year instead of waiting another 5 years, right? And how you can make that happen is through the combination of things that we have been talking about. But a very important step is to have the grounded, conscious action. Okay. And today we won't have a lot of time to talk about that. But if you can take something away from this part of the class, is that an action doesn't have to be something big, a big step. Don't do that. Go back to the basics. Take one baby step towards something that you are dreaming, something that you are envisioning, something that you are feeling, something that you want to see in your life. The more we complicate things, the more we step away from what we want, if that makes sense. Because life is supposed to be simple. And yes, you can have a beautiful life. You deserve to have the life of your dreams. But the question is that, will be worth it working how many hours every day, stressing out, not having time to relax, to read a book, to meditate, to have that life? Would that be worthy? Spending 10 years of your life working like an animal, stressed, to then and only then be able to live and find happiness. Well, society tells us that this is the way to go, right? You work, 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 and then you get your price. Well, as we can see now, how many people are sick. When they finally get the price, they don't have the health, they don't have even the mind, even the heart to be able to enjoy what they have accomplished. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for people that are awakening. We don't deserve that. We do deserve to co-create our dreams. But that's why that I truly believe that living this dream should be simple, not overcomplicated. And if you are overcomplicating things, I invite you to think about it. Now is January of 2025. We have a brand new year in front of us. Maybe if you haven't yet, it is a time for you to go over your goals, your dreams, your list, whatever you have in front of you, and to think about those things. And go through them each one by one, and ask yourself, what am I looking for with this? What is my heart seeking to gain out of this? Maybe if you dive deeper, hopefully you're going to find that you are seeking happiness. And I hope if you dive deeper, and I truly invite you to be honest with yourself, to have the courage to ask yourself questions, and to be honest with yourself when you find something that is not ideal. Maybe you dive deeper into your list and you realize that you want a brand new car, and you start diving deeper into that idea, or and then you realize that you want a new car to prove to your parents that you are successful. Well, would that give you the happiness that your soul is seeking in this um, lifetime? No. Maybe it will give you the happiness instant, right? That instant boost of happiness for one day, 2 days, 2 months, but that won't stick because that is not true happiness, right? So I truly invite you to go through your list if you have one. And if you don't have one, you need one, okay? We need to know what we want, right? And I know that it's beautiful to leave it open to the universe to give me whatever I want, whatever is more aligned with my current life. But think about the self mastery again. You are the master of your life. The universe helps you along the way. God, whatever you name, what this connection that you have with something greater than you, people, your family are here to support you, but you are the master. So having this list is very important. Okay? Write that down. And maybe as I'm talking, you already have some insights of what that is for you. And it doesn't have to be a long list. The shorter is the list, the better. And even better if you're able to consolidate things into one or maybe two things. Okay? So going back to what we have been talking about, the self-mastery that will allows us to live a thriving life, having a conscious and grounded actions, it's very important. Okay? And another one, the last one that I want to share with you today is a connection with your mind, your heart, and your soul. That is what helps us to truly embody the vision, the purpose, the mission that we came here to accomplish. When we have this connection, we have a beautiful, powerful mind that are able to co-create so many things. But once that mind, if the mind is not aligned with the heart, we can get hurt and we can hurt other people. And we can waste so much time in our lives trying to use only the mind. And yes, people get money. Yes, all the time. Ask them if they're happy. Maybe they would say yes, right? Yes, of course I am happy. I have the house, I have this, and blah blah blah. Really? Ask them if they have inner peace then. Maybe they will lie to you and say, of course, I can sleep at night. Maybe you can ask them if they are content with their life. Well, they can say yes too. But it's about how you feel, right? Having this thriving life, it is a combination of all that we have talked about so far. It's not only about having a successful career or having a beautiful house to live, or the car, or the perfect family. A thriving life for you is very unique to you. Remember that. Because everything we see on television, social media, they try to put you and me into a box that this is what it looks like to be successful. And you need to fit it. I don't care your size. I don't care what you say. You need to fit in. No, I don't think that. Okay. I used to think like that. And guess what? I had that life. I was married. I finished school. I had a degree. I have a house. I had the dog, the daughter, name it, the American dream. I fulfilled all of that. But inside my heart, something was lacking. Something was lacking. And I was only able to find it through this self discovery. And I could only find the happiness and inner peace through the self mastery of my own mind, heart, and soul. And that is very powerful to be able to do that. It's not perfect, right? No. And it's not meant to be perfect. It is meant to be balanced. Okay? We live in a roller coaster. Okay? Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. That is life. Every single person goes through that water coaster. And the challenge, like I said, is to find the balance. So when you go down, yes, you will go down. I'm sorry to say that, okay? And I know that right now I am in a very good position, but I know I will go down again. But once I go down again, I won't stay that long. Or if I do, I will have that inner peace. I would be able to find the inner happiness. And then I will go back again. And that is life. So it's not meant to be to have that beautiful life that they sell on those commercials. It's about having the thriving life, and that is unique to you. So think about that. What does a thriving life look like for you? Write that down. Let your soul talk to you. Let your heart talk to you now. What does it look like to have a thriving life? What is happiness? What is happiness? How can I find the inner peace that I'm seeking? So think about those things. And when we are done with this class, we highly recommend for you to go back to these questions and to give yourself some time to reflect, because those things are very important for you to cultivate the mindset that we are seeking, right? So let's go back now to how can we cultivate this mindset, which is part of this self-mastery that we are all seeking, right? So let's talk about that for a little bit. And I love sharing that having a negative mindset is part of the human experience. We all have. It is so easy to have a negative mindset, right? We see something bad and we take it in, and automatically we will judge that that is not good. It's something that we do automatically. So having a positive mindset, a thriving mindset, it's a little bit more challenging, but it is not impossible. It is, again, a choice that you make every day. And guess what? The mind is just a computer, right? It only needs to be trained. Remember that. Whatever self or negative mind, self-talk you have right now, maybe you are telling yourself you're not worthy. Maybe you are telling yourself that you're a failure. Maybe you are telling yourself that you're not capable of doing this. Whatever that is, remember this. Your mind is a computer. It can be trained. It's almost like you can shift the programming that was installed previously. Okay? It's very important, because if you continue to cultivate your mind, a negative mindset, a limiting mindset, giving power to those limiting things that are limiting you and preventing you from truly living a thriving life, a beautiful life that's full with happiness, what do you think is going to happen? Right? So, and let's think about what is the first thing that we can do to shift a negative thought and turn that into something positive. Pay attention to this, but it's very simple, and I'm sure you will remember. And let's go back to that idea that we make our journeys the more ease we can bring into our lives, the more we can the more time we have to live a good life, to enjoy the beauty of this life. So I don't like to overcomplicate things. And if we go back to the sacred and ancient wisdom like yoga, right, to the Vedas and all of those sacred wisdom, they teach us that to go back to the breath, to go back to the simple stuff. And I know I love the books that we now have available nowadays, but sometimes there is so much information we get lost. We get lost. Today they say that chocolate is good for you. Tomorrow they say that chocolate is not good for you. Today coffee is good. The next day coffee is not. So let's. Okay, I kind of like lost track of what I was saying, but my point is that keep it simple, and this is what I'm gonna help you to do to keep things simple. So next time you have a negative thought, whatever that is, it can be something like, oh my god, the day is so cloudy, I can't go to the beach. That is a thought, and will come in, and they say that you have between 3 and 9 seconds to either embrace and process that thought, or to see it and release it. Think about that. You have between 3 and 9 seconds to process, receive, process, and take it in, or to release it. It is your choice. But because we already have a programming, and if you have the programming of negative thinking and negative self thought, you will probably take that thought in. And what do you think is going to happen? It will grow. The mind is so beautiful, right? It is so powerful. And we take that little thought and we turn that into a monster. And you will spend hours and hours thinking about that. And that single thought will turn into something really big. And that instead of just being something that will probably last 3 seconds, it lasts a full day, or maybe a week, or maybe a month. That is how we, it's a cycle, right? So this is what I'm telling you here. So the self-awareness that we talked about, right? You see, and this is a training, guys, it's a training. And all begins with you with a I have the will of changing. You need to be willing to change. If you want to come to Hawaii and have a retreat with me, yes, I can change your life. But if you're not willing to do what I'm telling you to do, what do you think is going to happen? So it might be a challenge for you in the beginning, even though this is very simple, what I'm telling you. But you need to tell yourself, I want to change. And again, this is a mindset. I want to change. This, like in 2025, the first thing that I told myself in the beginning of the year was that I don't care what this year will look like. I will have the best year of my life. I will thrive. This year will be my year. I don't care. I made a decision. All right. And I have that mindset. Whatever happens, I would see it with this perception of that it is part of my success. It is part of my journey leading me towards the year that I already manifested. Whatever thought I might have that would tell me otherwise, I wouldn't take it. I would say, you know what? This is not compatible with what I already have set. Can you see how powerful it is to have self mastery? You don't care. You own your mind. And of course, not 100% because we are still learning. But you are aware. And when a thought comes in and you say, you know what? This is not aligned with what I want. This is not aligned with the vision that I have manifested, or whatever whatever you did. So it is very simple, between 3 and 9 seconds. Acknowledge the thought come. Become aware. And even like when I say you may think that 3 seconds it's like nothing. Oh my God, a lot in your body happens in 3 seconds. Even a thought is able to change how you feel. If you have like some thought, if you have something like, oh my God, that is um, a dog outside, and that dog will can do something to me. Like in 3 seconds, your body, the chemistry in your body can change because you activate the fear, and the fear activate all your other senses. Can you see how powerful it is? Only 3 seconds that you are taking for granted, and you are just taking it in, all the thoughts, all of that. So I hope you now know that it is very important to be mindful and aware of every information you are taking in, because the thoughts most of the time will come from an external information that you previously had an opportunity to to interact with. Social media, television, someone that you encounter on the street, a class that you attend, all of those things giving you information for you to process. And then your mind integrates all of that, and then it creates beliefs. And those beliefs are either positive or negative. And once you are able to truly connect with yourself, with your feelings, with your body, and just notice all of that, you are able to take grounded actions towards every single thing, to make decisions instead of just taking in information. No, let's stop doing that. Please stop taking in information. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a break. I love learning. I love learning. I love talking to people. I love just putting myself out there. But I am now smart. I choose the information that I take in, and I choose the people that I connect with. I was in Brazil recently, and it was very magical and beautiful to spend time with my family and just with the community that I used to connect with. But while I was there, it was very overwhelming because it was a lot of information, a lot of noise. And I made a decision to become the observer. And I was just there having fun and observing how people interact with each other, how people express themselves, because they live now a different reality. It is not my reality anymore. And instead of just like, interacting with with that new environment in a way for me, I chose to step back and to become the observer. And it's very powerful when you do that. Let me tell you another secret. You don't have to say yes or no when someone asks you a question. You don't have to engage in a conversation that is not meaningful to you. You don't have to watch a video just because a friend or a family member sent it to you. You don't have to read or see something just because you have the power to choose. And the choices and the choices that you make, they are grounded and conscious, would help you to create the mindset that will lead you to that thriving life, to your desires, to the dreams that you have inside your hearts. So it is not being selfish. It is not being, it's not about not caring about what is happening. It is about choosing you. And no one can do that for you. Only you can choose you. And once you fill yourself with what you need, taking out all the garbage and choosing to get rid of all of that things that it doesn't serve you, you become more strong. That's why we are feeling weak, demotivated, with lack of confidence, with lack of so many things, lack of energy, lack of confidence, lack of insights, lack of ideas, because we are taking so much junk. Sorry, that's be there. Don't get me wrong. There is so many. There is a lot of positive things out there, but we need to choose very wisely. Okay. So the more you are able to, again, to become aware of the information, become aware of your thoughts, you will feel more like yourself. Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat if that makes sense. Because the more things you take from the outside world that does not align with who you are taking just because you believe that you have to, you get distant to your true self, right? So it is about going back inwards. Like I always say, the inner journey never ends. It is a process, right? And I like to say that to all my clients, it's a story that we are souls, magical beings, divine beings, having an experience on planet Earth. And this planet is a school. It is. If you never heard of it, it is a school. And during our time here, we sign up for classes and we have teachers. And once in a while, we will go through exams to test ourselves, right? So all that we experience here is not a punishment. Remember that. Another insight for you to take it in. Your life is not a punishment. What you are going through right now, it doesn't matter what size, it doesn't matter the challenge. Please listen to me. It's not a punishment. Because if you do believe it is a punishment, you're going to put yourself into that negative mindset that you are the victim, or that someone didn't love me enough, or that I am not capable enough. So that's why I am in this challenge. No. All of those things, you are lying to yourself. It's not the truth. Always go back to the basic that you are a soul learning. You are learning new lessons so that you can evolve. That's why those challenges are there. They are only a stepping stone into something greater. Your challenge, whatever that is, a financial challenge, a lack of confidence, you feel stuck emotionally, or something physically is happening to you, to your body, it is not a punishment. It is a stepping stone into something greater. Please remember that. And if you can cultivate that mindset alone, that will change the way you see your life. You will be able to turn challenges into opportunities. And I want that for you, because it feels so good to see a challenge incoming and to say, you know what? Okay, this is another opportunity for me to thrive. This is another opportunity for me to grow, and I feel excited about it. This is self-mastery. This is what I want for you. And let me tell you something, it is very possible. You just need to train your brain, you need to train your brain and align your brain, your mind with your heart and with your soul. And when you do that, opportunities will come to you, and you will see the challenges again as a stepping stone. And maybe 5 years from now, you're going to look back and you're going to see, oh my God, I can't believe I was so worried about that tiny stone. Because that's all it is. And having that mindset is much easier, because we are not consumed by the challenge, by the darkness that sometimes we face, right? So life is about that. Again, the roller coaster, the ups and downs that we go through. And the journey of the self-mastery, it's finding the balance between the ups and downs. And once we are able to find that balance, we truly find the happiness and the inner peace that we are all seeking. Because of what you want in a physical world, it is just a representation. It's just a way that uh, your mind sees happiness. Doesn't mean that you would find happiness if you have that. Think about that. It is the happiness has so many different paths to be found. But maybe right now you're so attached to something because you believe that is the only way to find happiness, to have that house, to have that career, to have that person. That is one way to find happiness. But the universe has so many other options for you. Okay? So we have so many choices and thoughts daily, and we have the power to filter the noise out. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Jasmine. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Um, and let me see what else I have prepared for this class. I think we covered pretty much everything that I wanted to say. And please let me know if you have any other questions. Yeah, I think. Yeah, let's just talk about one last thing, which is how can we take the first step to do all of that we have been talking about, right? And again, like I said before, we tend to overcomplicate our lives, forgetting that it is so simple to live a life of balance. And the more we overcomplicate, the more we step away from the happiness and from the inner peace that we are seeking. So go back to your list if you have one and look at it, your goals, your vision for the year, whatever you have in your list. Or if you don't have a list yet, I would highly recommend for you to create a list. Make it simple. Try to consolidate into just a few things. Don't make a big list. Please don't. Those things will distract you to what really, really matters. And always ask yourself, what am I seeking with that vision? Why do I want this? And try to go deeper. And if you find that you are looking for happiness, inner peace, or something like positive like that, stick with it. That's good for you. You deserve it. But if for some reason you realize that you are seeking for, external validation or anything related to your ego, please rethink. Rethink. Because yes, you can have everything that you want, but it comes with a price. And I don't want you to pay the price that would come with something that is not aligned with your heart. There's a lot of people out there paying a very high ticket for what they wished for. So think about that. Okay? So, and once you have your list, I invite you maybe to choose something that is more aligned with your current moment, right? It's about seeing what is in front of me right now. What is possible for me right now? I have this and this vision, but right now, what is more possible for me to co-create? What is in front of you? Think about that and ask yourself, what is the first step that I can take towards this vision, towards creating a thriving life? And when I'm asking you, the first step is something simple, like a baby. A baby step. A baby step is very basic. Very basic. It is something so basic that you will be able to do it, to accomplish when you're done with this class. That is the mindset that I want you to create. That is the type of step that I want you to create. What is something that I can do towards this vision that I can do right now when I'm done with this session? That's very simple. And I'm telling you this because once we accomplish something, guess what happens? We start shifting our minds because the mind might tell you something like, oh my God, this was easy. I can do it. I feel more confident. Let's do more. That's how we train the brain, especially if you're lacking organization, if you're lacking discipline, if you're lacking self esteem. Begin small, take a step back. Don't try to do something great, something big, because you're going to get nowhere. And like we talked about in the beginning, you're going to get stressed out. And that's not what you want. It is not worth it. So, what can you do right when you're done? It can be something like calling someone, it can be writing, it can be searching, researching, something small. And once you do that, you take another step, and then you take another step. And day by day, you will reframe your mindset so that your mindset is aligned with your vision. Can you see now how important it is to have a mindset? Because the mindset will lead you to what we said in the beginning, grounded actions. And grounded actions leads you to self-mastery because you see results, you see that you are capable, you trust yourself, and then you do more and more and more because you start feeling that what we talked about, the inner peace, the happiness, the fulfillment. Those feelings that we are seeking does not happen overnight. We need to create a path so that we can find those things. And this is the easiest way that I can tell you to accomplish. You can read another book that will tell you another path, but I'm here to give you one option. And if you choose that option, I will guarantee you that you're going to find that piece of inner peace and success and happiness that you are seeking. One day after day, one step after another step. So it's very simple, right? And hopefully you can see now that the more we can simplify things, the closer we can get to what we want and what we deserve. It's about simplifying. And I'm bet that right now you can look around you and you can see so many people overcomplicating their lives, getting nowhere, and probably is stressed, depressed, anxious, with no money, with no friends, and blah, blah, blah. It's not worth it living a life like that. And I'm not saying that you should live a life that is basic with just like bread and water. No, it's not about that. It's about simplifying here. Okay? It's all about the mindset. The mindset is what co-creates results. Okay? And let's go back talking a little bit more about how powerful it is to have a positive mindset. A mindset that is optimistic, that you can see challenges as opportunities. All right, we already talked a little bit about how to cultivate that. And now I want to just go a little deeper into how important that is. And the first thing that I like to say is that it's possible to have a positive mindset. Some people, they just grow up with it. I was always a positive person. I can see anything with a positive perspective. You can tell me something bad, and I would find something good about it. That is my natural state. And of course, I'm not like that 100%, but this is my natural state of being. So for people like me, it is easier to have a mindset that is thriving, right? Because I'm always, always, always seeing the positive in any challenge, always seeing the negative in the bad. So people, maybe you don't have that positive mindset. And I would challenge you, first of all, in order to before just trying to have a positive mindset, I will invite you to stop judging. That is the first step towards a positive mindset. Stop the judgment because we judge all the time. You see someone and you already judge that person. This person looks good, looks like a good person, or this person doesn't look like a good person. You haven't even talked to this person and you are already judging this person. So that is letting go of judgment allows you to cultivate something positive down the road because you already don't have something to begin with. You are just neutral, right? And being neutral is again the balance that we are seeking, right? It is okay. You don't have to judge. You don't have to have an opinion. And I know, once again, society demands us that we say yes or no all the time. If you like, you need to press this button. If you really like, you share this with something, with someone. You know, we are constantly being stimulated to react. And that also stimulates our minds to judge and to create thoughts based on the judgments that we make. So, next time that you see someone or a situation that kind of like ignites you to judge, whoop, think about me. See, I can see Catherine and become aware of the moment, become the observer of the situation, and just tell yourself, I don't need to judge. I can be neutral. I see this person. Let's wait until I talk to this person, and then I can see if I like her or not. Okay? So that way you don't create a negative mindset. You don't nourish a negative mindset that you might have. So that is something very, very basic for you to begin having a thriving and positive mindset so that you can create the life that you deserve, right? And I hope you enjoyed this class. I wish we had more time to talk about all of those things. And if you are really looking to dive deeper into all that we talked about, I would like to invite you to an immersion that I will be hosting 2 weeks from today. It will be virtual, just like here. And we're going to dive into all that we talked about, each one of the components that I mentioned about how to self-mastery. And it will be a beautiful journey that will be 2 days. The first day will be a healing journey because some of the things that we cannot change here, it's because we have a wound attached to it. It's because something happened to us in the beginning, or during the childhood, or maybe someone told us something that we don't remember consciously, but we can act that subconscious mind remembers. So the healing part of this journey is very important because it will allow you to clear some of the blocks that you might have around all that we talked about. So the day one of this immersion would be a healing journey for you to truly go inwards and to let go of the old baggage that you might be carrying, that maybe you're not even aware of it. Most of the time, we are not aware of the things that we are carrying. We just react to things without knowing why we are acting that way. So the first day is all about that. And the second day of the immersion that I'm inviting you to join, it's about going deeper into the other steps that we talked about. How can we actually cultivate self-awareness? How do we cultivate self-awareness? How can we be aware of our emotions? How can we cultivate emotional intelligence? How we can feel stronger so that we can overcome our challenges with grace and ease, right? How can we take grounded actions towards our purpose? And during the day two, what I would do to you is exactly what I do with my coaching clients, which is a beautiful opportunity for my community to get a little bit about, to learn a little bit about the steps that would take to you so that you can create a thriving life. So if you like to join the 2-day immersion, I would love to have you. And I'm offering a very special discount for just for people that are here live with me. So it's only 122 for 2 days. And I will send you an email so that you can join with that discount. And after that would be, I think, 188. So it is, if you decide to come and join me for another day, 2 more days actually, I would love to have you. But if you decide just to integrate all that we talked about, make sure you journal, make sure you go back to the questions that we talked about. And I think if you do your homework, you can get a lot out of this class. And I wish you all the best. I'm always here for you. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to send me an email. I am always available, and especially if you decide to come to Hawaii, I have events, and actually, we are having one event this coming Friday. So I wish you all the best. Let me know if you have any questions, and if you like to join our immersion, you can find more information on my website, and I will also send you an email. Or feel free to ask me any questions. Okay, sending you light and love your way. Mahalo.